At the heart of it was a mother of two and a young restaurant worker whose ordinary night ended outside a quiet Brentwood home. The crime itself was horrifying. Both victims were found stabbed outside Nicole's condominium, turning a celebrity neighborhood into a national crime scene. What made the story even more disturbing was that the suspect was not an unknown intruder, but a former football star whose fame made the investigation feel unreal. Investigators had to work through pressure, fear, and public attention while following blood evidence, a glove, a slow freeway chase, and months of testimony about police work, DNA, domestic abuse, and celebrity power. What gives White Bronco chase that turned two murders into America's trial lasting documentary power is the sequence: an ordinary place, a sudden break in trust, and then a record that had to be built from evidence instead of rumor. The strongest details are not the most graphic ones. They are the details that can be checked: the location, the timeline, the people involved, the official findings, and the consequence that followed. The break came when Simpson surrendered after the televised Bronco chase and stood trial in a courtroom watched across America. From there, the case moved into interviews, evidence reviews, court filings, or official findings, and the person tied to the crime was O.J. The final outcome was stark. He was acquitted in criminal court in 1995, later found liable for wrongful death in civil court, and the families were left with a verdict that never felt like peace. For narration, the case should move with controlled pressure. Let the first seconds feel human, then let the investigation narrow the room, the road, the office, the courtroom, or the battlefield until the listener understands why the story stayed in public memory. The break came when Simpson surrendered after the televised Bronco chase and stood trial in a courtroom watched across America. The closing should not glamorize the offender or turn suffering into spectacle. It should leave the audience with the documented cost: a life changed, a family damaged, a system exposed, or a warning that arrived too late. In the end, White Bronco chase that turned two murders into America's trial is not powerful because it sounds unreal. It is powerful because the record shows it happened, and because the people left behind had to live with the truth after the headlines moved on.